All right, first question. How do you define drag? I define drag as a form of self expression. It is an art form. It is when one person pushes the boundary of the sex that they were born. Therefore, I was born a man, so I would, with the use of makeup and shadowing and corsets and nails and wigs and lashes and whatnot, I would change the structure of my body and the look, overall appearance of my body to look like that of a female, to look like that of the sex that I was not born. Now, that is the way a man does it. Now, a way a female does it is they would tape their breasts back and, add false facial hair and whatnot and wear men's clothes to embody that of, once again, the sex that they were not born, so that of a man. Now, drag is freedom of expression. Drag is anything you want it to be. It's a way of expressing your sexuality, expressing your artistry, expressing the way you're feeling at that moment. Drag is, you know, it was a drag queen that started the Stonewall riots, as we know in history. So this goes back many, many, many years ago. And drag is actually, it derives from ancient kabuki theater, where men would dress up in heavy, heavy makeup applications to, when women were not allowed to perform in the theater, men would dress up and play the women roles because women were not allowed and they did not have the right to act on stage. So men would play the parts of men and women on stage. And that's where drag derives from. Now, a drag queen is not necessarily a gay person because I know plenty straight people that do drag and they go home to their family of a wife and kids. So you do not have to be a gay person, a gay individual to be a drag queen. And they make very good money and it's as a full-time job. A drag queen is an individual who learns the artistry, learns the makeup techniques, and puts time and effort and invests into it and travels the country and all around the world, entertaining in stages all around the world, lip syncing to other people's music and wearing extravagant costumes and jewelry and makeup and hair and it's over the top. It's art. Now, next question is: would you categorize drag as a subculture, and do you identify it as part of that subculture? In a way, yes and no. You know, drag is there is a drag scene, and there are people that are part of that drag scene, like myself. And if it wasn't for that drag scene, as we call it, I would have never met the people that are in my life and have changed my life for the better and have taught me many, many, many things. So in a way, it's a small little. Well, I wouldn't say small because I mean drag is huge. It's way more mainstream now than what it was many, many years ago. It's way more accepted now. I mean, now you can go to Vegas and go see, you know, a show with tons of girls and boys performing as characters and as icons and headlining Vegas shows. When many, many years ago, you could never see that because drag was not accepted as much as it is now. So, in a way, it is its own little subculture group of people, and I am part of that group. And I'm very, very blessed to be part of that group because, like I said, had I never, quote unquote, brought myself into the group, I would have never met the people that are in my life today and the people that I do affect and the people that affect my life and the friends that I have. To be frankly honest, when I was younger, my first experience going to Pride Fest and seeing, and my first experience being in a gay club and seeing gay drag queens, and not gay drag queens, but seeing drag performers, I was utterly disgusted and confused because I didn't understand why we as gay men would want to date or be in a relationship with somebody that embodies that of the other sex. If we're gay men and we want to be with a man, why would anybody want to date and be with somebody that dresses up like a girl? If that's not the way that society wants it to be. So I was very, very confused and I was disgusted, and I would get scared and I would always hide, from the queens because like I either thought that most of the queens were bitches or I thought that, they were bitchy and catty, and I just didn't understand it. So I told myself, you know what? You're never gonna do drag. You're never going to, wear makeup and wear lavish, extravagant costumes. I always told myself, that's not for you. And it wasn't until I moved to Milwaukee that I met my drag mother. And my drag mother taught me everything and all the tricks of the trade. And I met other girls and other performers. And I accepted the fact that whether I liked it or not, I was always going to be around drag kings and queens because it is a part of gay culture. And for me to feel comfortable in a gay club, I would have to feel comfortable around the performers and around the kings and queens because they weren't going to go anywhere. They're always going to be around. It's a part of history. So the more I became more comfortable with the kings and queens and performers around me, the more I found myself. And I came to Milwaukee and I learned the art form. And my drag mother, Betty, um, taught me everything there was to know. She taught me makeup, hair, all the tricks of the trade. So I'm very thankful for that. And never say never. I mean, I always said, I was never going to do this and I was never going to wear makeup and wear lavish costumes and jewelry and whatnot. And years later, here I am. So never say never. And, you know, I'm very blessed to have, discovered myself, and I'm very blessed to have experienced what drag is and the friendships that come with drag and being a show boy and a showgirl per se. I'm very, very blessed. Like, I have had such amazing memories and amazing friendships because of it. Now, when, how, and why did you first start performing as a queen? When was in 2001 at a benefit show for AIDS research. My boyfriend at the time had a friend who was, um, not who was, but who ended up passing away because of HIV and AIDS, and they were holding a benefit for her. And the benefit had to do with people performing in drag. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing that. Like, I feel sorry, you know, I feel sorry for her and I feel utter sympathy, but I am not dressing in full drag and performing in front of people that I don't know, because I didn't feel comfortable. At that time, I was younger and stupid, and I really didn't know the impact that something like that could have, and it does have. So it was in 2001, at Parkside in Kenosha. Um, how did I decide what my stage name was going to be in my persona? Now, my stage name, when I first was born into the performance world, was given to me, and it was Jessica Boop. Um, I honestly don't like the name Jessica for a girl. I never have liked the name Jessica. No offense and nothing towards my drag mother, because I was Jessica Boop for a couple years. But I don't know. I lived up to the name for a couple years and whatnot. And I finally said, you know what, like, I want to venture on my own, and I will always love my drag mother. She'll always be my mother, and I'll always be a boop. But I decided I wanted to venture on my own and try to find myself. And I my drag mother is very, very well known for her beauty and her creativity and her kindness and all the work that she does in the community and all the goals that she has achieved. So at that time, to be honest, I felt very, very not capable of achieving the greatness that she has achieved. So I told myself I'm gonna try to venture off because I'm never going to be able to live up to her expectations of me and live up to her name, and I'm never going to be able to, I honestly I honestly told myself, I'm never going to be able to be great and I'm never going to be able to be anything. I told myself, I'm a good performer, but I'm never gonna be up on her ranks. And I honestly believe that I was never gonna be up. I honestly believe that I was never gonna be able to achieve greatness. And I really, really thought very, very low of myself. And I honestly thought that I don't know. I just always tell myself, no matter how hard you try, you're never gonna be anything. You're never gonna get to be up there with the people that are your mentors and the people that are, around you. And I decided to venture out on my own and change my name to Naima. And I love that name. I love the culture of which the the name derives, and that's what my name became, and that's who I pictured myself, my persona to be. And yeah, so I chose Naima, Naima. Um, I feel like my drag persona is like she's fun and she's crazy and out of the box and creative, and you never know what you're gonna expect from her. And let me fix this light up in here. I'm losing light. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. Um, I feel like she's fun. She's crazy. She's over the top. She likes to wear big jewelry, and she's fishy. And a lot of people don't know what fishy means. Fishy is like when there's the queens that have the over the top hard makeup, and fishy is like when you're soft and like very like womanly, and you still are painted for the stage.